And here we go. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another Christopher Nolan movie review series. I'm here today to review The Dark Knight. So The Dark Knight is the second installment in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, which is his only franchise, and came out in the year 2008, and it stars Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Aaron Eckhart, Michael Caine, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, etc. And so basically the plot for The Dark Knight, it tells the story of a Joker who is causing chaos throughout Gotham, and is pretty much trying to put Gotham under siege to be in order for Batman to reveal his true identity to the world. Because the more that Batman doesn't reveal his true identity, the more Joker will keep causing havoc and killing people, and things get worse when this guy tries to pretend to be Batman to be able to protect him, which causes Joker to get even more mad and threaten everyone that Bruce Wayne loves. So yeah, and so Batman must stop the Joker before he creates any more harm. Now, if you're wondering my thoughts on this entire trilogy as a whole, Batman Begins is one of the greatest origin stories ever told. It's tied with Spider-Man as my favorite superhero origin story movie ever made. However, in my opinion, it is the weakest in the Dark Knight trilogy. It's just the least rewatchable and the least entertaining, but I just love it to death. The amazing origin story of how Bruce Wayne became Batman. Ra's al Ghul is such a great villain, and it's personally my favorite Liam Neeson movie. And The Dark Knight Rises is actually my second favorite in the trilogy. It's now officially my favorite movie of 2012. Yeah, Skyfall used to be my favorite movie of 2012. For the longest time, but that was just because I was just a Bond fanboy back then. And yeah, The Dark Knight now is without question the best of the trilogy. Now, I would say that I wouldn't say no competition because I think I would say The Dark Knight Rises does come close, but Batman The Dark Knight is better in most ways. Maybe emotional impact Dark Knight Rises had, but I just think that this one is more rewatchable. So yeah, I don't agree with people that this is the best. This is the greatest superhero movie, the greatest comic book movie, the greatest Batman movie, and the greatest Nolan movie ever made. Yes. Don't get me wrong, it deserves the praise it gets. Yeah, The Dark Knight absolutely deserves the praise, but I think there are better movies out there for me. Sorry, excuse me. But I would say The Dark Knight is the best in the trilogy. I think we can all agree. And it is, of course, the best movie. And this is the best movie 2008. No other movies in that year come close. I think we can all agree that the best thing about the film is Heath Ledger's Joker. Joker is such a landmark in villain. Yeah, he really gives such a energetic performance. And you really tell that he seems so more than invested with his role as Joker, and yeah, this is easily the best. He is easily the best version of Joker. Christian Bale is an awesome Batman. It sounds like he doesn't get enough love as he should get. Character wise, this is the weakest one, but he's still a great character. He was just overshadowed by the two villains, Joker and the Two-Face. And yes, Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, is my second favorite character in the movie, second only behind the Joker. Yeah, he's pretty much the most tragic character in the movie, where Joker would threaten him just so he could get to Batman, and then he actually gets kidnapped by Joker and his goons along with Rachel. Just trapped with a bunch of gas, and then Joker would make Batman go after them and save them before it's too late, before Joker blows up the gas at them. Harvey Dent survives, but turns into Two-Face. And yeah, because as Harvey Dent says, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. This movie has some of the best dialogue ever written. Yeah, it is just so quotable, so memorable, and it actually makes sense in the context of the story. Why so serious? Or come on, hit me, come on. And also this long ending monologue, which, by the way, the ending is my favorite scene in the entire film. Like, I just love the ending of just, Batman saying, oh, he's not a hero, he's a Dark Knight, and he pretty much like makes the police chase him, and then Jim Gordon says, he's not a hero. Like, it's a long monologue, so it's really hard for me to memorize monologues, so I can't really say the line, but yeah, just some great stuff right there. And the writing is just so deep, complex, and thought-provoking. It doesn't feel like your typical writing a superhero movie. It actually tackles real-world issues of, men who are heroes and villains. It tackles heroism in such a very realistic way, and it really tackles real life events. Like, it feels like a commentary on real heroes and real villains, and that's what I love about this movie. It's just well written, and it's just very smart and thought provoking. Hans Zimmer's score. This is one of his best scores. Yeah, Hans Zimmer is the GOAT. I said it many times. You all know Hans Zimmer is my favorite composer, and once again, he just proves that he's the GOAT. Especially with the Dark Knight theme, like dun 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 dun. Yeah, like, can't go wrong with that score. And the action scenes, like, they feel real. Like, they don't feel like action scenes in a comic book movie. They feel like action scenes that you'd see in a regular action movie. But yeah, Joker really poses like such a major threat, and yeah, he's just a man. And yeah, it really raises the bar, and yes, the highway chase would be my favorite action would be my favorite action scene in the film. The way that Nolan uses his practical effects in this film, flipping a truck especially, yeah, wow, just wow. And even other action scenes, the bank heist, the opening, which is one of the greatest opening scenes ever. And also you got some other iconic scenes, the interrogation scene. Yeah, I love interrogation scenes. They tend to stand out. But this is probably the greatest interrogation scenes in the film. Period. I just love it. So overall, The Dark Knight is now I wouldn't go as far as calling it the best superhero movie. The Dark Knight is a revolutionary film that deserves all the praise in the world that it gets. It's one of the greatest. It's probably in my top 10 favorite superhero movies of all time. Undoubtedly, it is without question the best movie 2008 and the best in the Dark Knight trilogy. So with that said, I'm gonna give The Dark Knight an easy 10 out of 10. So also for my review of The Dark Knight, what is your opinion on this movie? Do you agree with me that this is not the best superhero movie of all time, not the best Nolan movie, and would you agree with me that the Batman is slightly better than this, or is this your favorite superhero movie of all time, or is this even your favorite movie of all time? Because I know there's some people who call this their favorite movie. So yeah, bye guys. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. So yeah, the first Christopher Nolan movie I will review in preparation for Oppenheimer is Inception. So Inception came out in the year 2010 and is of course directed by Christopher Nolan and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Elliot Page, Ken Watanabe, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Marion Cotillard, Michael Caine, Lucas Haas, etc. And so basically, the plot for Inception tells the story of this CEO named Cobb, who pretty much has this whole who's a thief, and he has this plan to steal secrets within subconscious dream, and basically he hires a team of people, an architect, a college student who is a genius, and some other people to help him fulfill his mission to be able to steal secrets from other dreams, from other people, specifically Cillian Murphy's character and his wife Mal, played by Marion Cotillard, who is the villain of the movie. And throughout the movie, throughout the first half of the movie, we learn about the concept of dreams. and how each one would build their own dreams, and they would be so realistic that sometimes you won't notice you're dreaming until some unrealistic weird things happen, and then the second half it goes to like the whole mission. The second half is a mission basically. So yeah, long-term subscribers will know that I am passionate about Christopher Nolan. I think he is one of the single greatest directors of all time. He was my favorite director for the longest time, but now I think there are better directors, like Chris Buck, James Cameron, but Nolan would definitely be my top three, easily. Yeah, I absolutely love this guy. This guy just makes great movies after great movies. Yeah, he does not do anything wrong. Inception and Interstellar are two Nolan films that I am just passionate about, and even the Dark Knight trilogy I am passionate about. So yeah, I gotta say to y'all, if you saw a title, yes, it is true. Inception is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. But yeah, Christopher Nolan is just the king of storytelling. He knows how to write stories. He knows how to write original stories. And Inception is a perfect example of that. I think Inception is one of the greatest written films of all time. Yeah, this whole concept about dreams, the difference between dreams and reality, and how these characters are caught up in just realistic dreams, and they can't really tell if they're dreaming or not unless if they just try to do something unrealistic and stuff. Yeah, that is just genius right there. The visual effects in this movie, just one of the greatest visual effects, and yeah, wow. I mean, the visuals are just wow. Wow. I mean, one of the things I love about Christopher Nolan is that he doesn't put CGI in his movies. That his effects are actually very realistic. He doesn't put CGI, yet he still makes his movies visually stunning. So you may wonder, how did Christopher Nolan make this? You can actually see how he did it, with Dark Knight, like, he just did those things for real, like he flipped the car. When it comes to Inception, you see like so many things, floating, worlds I don't know how to describe it, but it's just worlds coming together, dreams, thing, and then you see like so many just things that you can't really imagine being real, so that's one thing I love about this filmmaking is that you just don't know how they did it, and you just question how did they do that, and it is just so impressive. I don't know what else is there. Oh yeah, now one common criticism that people give with these Nolan movies is that he doesn't write great characters. Like he focuses more on plot than characters, and these characters don't get much development. I know that Christopher Nolan doesn't make the best characters, but to me personally, I think I don't really agree with that criticism that Christopher Nolan makes poorly written characters. I mean, I like the characters in Tenet, and yeah, but I think Inception is no exception. I think these characters are amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love these characters. Yeah, and even the performances are really good. Yeah, let's start with the main guy himself, Leonardo DiCaprio's Cobb. And yeah, this is most certainly the best Leonardo DiCaprio movie. With just such a really good main character. He's just well developed, and he's not just some smart thief. He actually has he actually has some resonance with his characters, and you actually get emotionally invested with him. Yeah, that's what makes Cobb so great, is that you actually care about his character. And how he just wants to be with his wife. Yeah, his mission is actually very personal, and yeah, that's what I love about Inception. It may be just a dream story, a story about dreams and subconscious, but deep down, it's a personal story about Cobb just trying to get home. Cobb just desperately trying to get his wife back and trying to plan into his wife's secrets. I mean, that's what I love, is that when the more the story unfolds, you get to realize what Cobb is really doing, why he's doing all this, and it's for personal reasons, and yeah, it's insane to believe. I also love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, great character. Like, there's some other great characters, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is really good, one of my favorite performances, although I think he's far better as Bane, since Bane is my favorite Tom Hardy role in my personal opinion. And then you got Cillian Murphy. as Robert. But let's get to my two favorite characters in this movie. Yeah, my second favorite character is Mal. Yep, the villain of the movie, who just she just wants to make things right for Cobb, and it's hard to explain her villain, but yeah, she's such a obviously she is such an underrated villain, and I think more people need to recognize her as a brilliant villain. Yeah, and she is by far my favorite Marion Cotillard role. You can clearly see why Mal did all this. Yeah, her arc. I'll say her arc is the most complicated thing in the whole movie. So it's hard to explain. But yeah, her villain is just well written and you actually care about her. And you actually understand where she's coming from, why she's doing this. Just what makes her just such a great character. But my personal favorite character in this movie would have to be Ariadne. And the reason why Ariadne is my favorite character in the movie is because of just how smart she is. Yeah, she's just a smart, clever, cute character. Yeah, she's my Christopher Nolan crush, by the way.
Woke!
I feel like Ariana gets a little too much criticism because people criticize her for just being this character, just constantly asking comfort questions. How does this work? Like instead of actually doing something, people say she does nothing, but actually, to all of you who say that Ariana does nothing in this movie, you're a bunch of idiots and you didn't pay attention, because almost like 3/4 of the dreams that you see in this movie are built by Ariana. So why would you say she did nothing when she built a lot of these dreams here? Yet, I mean, the moment that Cobb just taught Ariana how to just build dreams, she just builds like she made most of these dreams, and she literally overshadowed Cobb. And people love to complain about women overshadowing men, but who cares? I think that's kind of a good thing for me. That never really bothers me when women overshadow men. But yeah, I mean, Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page in this movie, when this movie came out, but now it's Elliot Page. But yeah, this is my favorite role she did, and yeah, she clearly stole the show here. Yeah, she clearly stole the show here. So yeah, and I think that's a very action. Oh yeah, the action scenes in this movie are absolutely mind blowing. Yeah, just so many great action scenes. But I think we can all agree that the hallway fight is the best scene, the standout scene in the entire film. Just seeing all these cool practical stunts, and yeah, unlike some other scenes where you wonder how they did it. Yeah, the hallway fight. Yeah, I can see how they did it without using CGI. And then that score, yeah, one of my favorite Hans Zimmer score. I'm not sure if exactly I would say it's my favorite Hans Zimmer score. Right now, I'm in a debate on which is my true favorite Hans Zimmer score. As of now, I'm leaning towards Interstellar more, or Inception. But yeah, Hans Zimmer is the GOAT, man. He's my favorite composer of all time. And of course, well, you can't talk about Inception without talking about the ending. So yeah, people have been questioning what actually happened in the end. People have been asking, will it fall or not? Because if it still spins, that means Cobb is in a dream. If it falls, that means it's not a dream. It's not a dream. So yeah, such a clever ending of Christopher Nolan to trick us. Yeah. So yeah. So overall, Inception is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie and the best movie 2010. No other movies in that year come close. So yeah, and this movie is smart, action-packed, just epic all around, just a gorgeous movie, and just simply put, a well-made movie. So yeah, it's in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. So yeah, no other Christopher Nolan movies can dethrone this. So with that said, I'm gonna give Inception, of course, a 10 out of 10. So also for my review of Inception, what is your opinion of this movie? Do you agree with me that this is the best Christopher Nolan movie, or do you have another favorite Nolan movie? And yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So yeah, bye guys. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review, and welcome back to my final Christopher Nolan review leading up to Oppenheimer. And this time around, I'm gonna be reviewing Tenet. So Tenet is the previous Christopher Nolan film, and came out in the year 2020, which is one of the worst years for movies. It stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, Kenneth Branagh, Dimple Kapadia, Michael Caine, Himesh Patel, etc. Oh, yeah, also Aaron Taylor Johnson as well, I should add. Basically the plot for Tenet, it tells the story of this unnamed CIA, which he's named the protagonist, who is recruited by an organization called the Tenet. a mysterious one to participate in an assignment to stop an arms dealer named Andrei Sator, who was to stop Andrei Sator from starting World War III, and while doing the mission, he must do it using the time reversal. Using the concept of time reversal, and yeah, he basically just uses that throughout the mission, that's basically the plot for it. This is by far the most divisive Nolan films. Why? Because you had people like me who pretty much praises this movie as another Christopher Nolan masterpiece, and praises as a masterpiece, and then there are some people who pretty much who are underwhelmed by this movie and would go as far as considering this as the worst Christopher Nolan movie. Tenet is an absolute masterpiece. Yeah, I love Tenet. I absolutely love this movie. In fact, remember when I said that Soul was the best movie in 2020? Well, I take that back, because Tenet is now officially back as my favorite movie 2020. It is final. Tenet is the best movie in 2020. I'm gonna debunk the criticisms first, like some of the criticisms that people make, because yeah, the thing with the criticisms that really upsets me the most is that this movie was slammed for having a confusing story. Have you all learned nothing about Inception? He actually wants you to pay attention. These confusing movies being confusing, they're done on purpose because they want audiences to understand the story and actually pay attention. He doesn't really care what anyone else thinks. And yes, if you don't understand the story, then that is your problem. And that's actually what makes Tenet just so brilliant. It really messes with your mind. It plays around with the concept of time travel, and time travel has been like an overused concept in movies, where they pretty much use, like what I said earlier, they use time machines, or they just have superpowers to go back in time. But this one tackles time travel in such an original way, where he pretty much just plays with where he much just uses a unique kind of concept. I love the whole concept of this time reversal, and how and the fact that everything that just goes backwards and reverse. Yeah, it pretty much made people maybe people actually meme this like as if they pretty much just type in backwards, and yeah, it really inspired a lot of people to just want to just reverse things, and that's what I love about. That's one thing I love, is that it feels very inspiring. So yeah. Besides this movie just having a brilliant, complex story, it is also exciting. Thanks to the amount of just epic action scenes that really just leaves you on the edge of your seat. From the opening opera scene, which is still the best scene in the film, like no doubt about it. The opera scene to the mini fights, the small fights in the kitchen, to the epic reverse car chasing. Although I will say that the final battle is the weakest, is pretty much the weakest part of the film. It's still epic though. It's still like and in a very it's still a very satisfying and climax to this movie right there. Yeah, but it is the weakest part. But I don't mind here. And one of the things that makes the action scenes as epic as it is the score. Yeah, and pretty much the most common criticism I hear for this movie is that the score is way too loud. The sound is way too loud, and so much that you don't hear the dialogue, and you get confused. But to me personally, that doesn't really bother me. I can still hear the dialogue properly. Like I can still hear what they're saying, and yeah, sure, the score is loud. The sound is loud. I guess that's just meant to give you the IMAX feel. That's why they made the score this loud. Oh yeah, and also the characters as well. Yeah, the characters are far better than what the others make it out to be. I'll say that the characters are wooden as plank. There's no character development, and they're just they're very thin, but to me personally, I mean, they're a lot better. I mean, I am able to remember all the characters. You know, like I think the protagonist. I think he's probably the most overhated Christopher Nolan character. I like him. Yeah, sure. He doesn't have the most deep and thought-provoking character arc, but you just really love him for how badass he is. And John David Washington's a great performance. John David Washington is one of the greatest black actors, in my opinion. And this movie just really shows. And we also got, other great characters like Robert Pattinson, the fan favorite character, who is just Robert Pattinson. Yeah, this is one of those movies that shows how great Robert Pattinson is. And then you got the villain, Andrei Sator. People say that he's a bland, paper thin villain, but I don't see that. I think Andrei Sator is such a great villain. He's such a menace, and to me personally, I think he might be my favorite. He might be my personal favorite character in the movie when it comes to his acting, because he really gives such a menacing and just energetic performance. I think Kenneth Branagh just gives the best performance of the movie, especially when it comes to him abusing his wife, Kat. You really just wanna hate on him. Yeah, he's just so. They really do a good job of making Andre just such a very hateable villain. I actually, on reflection just now, I think Kat might be my favorite villain. No, might be my favorite character in the movie. Yeah, I know he's gonna be like, oh, you're only calling her the best just because she's a woman, and you just love to put women as your best character in every movie. Well, not every movie though. There's a numerous amount of Christopher Nolan movies where my favorite character is male, but I think yeah, it's between Robert Pattinson. My favorite characters would usually switch from Robert Pattinson to Kenneth Branagh to Kat, but I think Kat is my favorite. Yeah. You actually kind of get emotionally attached to her. So yeah, there's still like some emotional beats. So there's a teeny bit of emotional beats when it comes to this. When it comes to this movie. Yeah, and you really root for Kat to defeat her own just abusive husband, because of how hateable, how much of a hateable person Andre is. How you will like, Kat is actually the one who defeated, who straight up just murdered Andre Sator, and she just straight up just kills Andre and just throws him off the boat. That's honestly one of my favorite villain defeats. Yeah, it's just so badass. And yeah, she has probably like the best character development in a movie, in this movie. Yeah, so yeah, the strongest character development, and yeah. Oh yeah, also I can't mention the visuals. Yeah, I mean the time reversal thing is a part of the visuals, and once again Nolan does such a great job with his practical effects. Practical effects, and yeah, and especially when it comes to the reversal season. Yeah, thank God this movie won best visual effects at the Oscars. If it didn't win, then I would be upset and question the Oscars for that. So overall, Tenet is the most underrated Christopher Nolan movie, and it's now back to being my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. It's not his best film. There are better films that he's done, but this is just one of his some more impressive movies. And yeah, it has a very complex and deep and thought-provoking plot with characters who are much better than everyone else makes them out to be. And this movie has such great action scenes, and also that's one of the best scores. It has one of the best musical scores in the Nolan movie as well. Yeah, it is just one epic movie. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Tenet, of course, 10 out of 10. Yeah, movies like this just proves that Christopher Nolan can do no wrong. So for my review of Tenet, what is your opinion on this movie? Do you agree with me that this is the most underrated Christopher Nolan movie, or do you agree with most of the people that this is one of Christopher Nolan's weaker, if not his weakest film? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So yeah, bye guys. Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. I watched that, it was cringy, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, seriously. Like, okay, seriously, dude, you're getting distracted at this point. Bashing opinions much? Off topic much?